Hello guys, I'm Gaming, and today I'm reacting to Troubled Teen Saved by Stranger featuring Adam W by DharMannStudios. As always, links to the channel in the video description. As always, let's begin, shall we?
What do you think you're doing?
Sam,
Principal Walker?
you're here early.
Early bird catches the worm, right?
Sam!
Oh, hey! Hey, come on in. Make sure you take your shoes off. Morning, sunshine.
Because bailing my fiance out of jail is the definition of a good morning.
What were you thinking drawing something like that?
Trick question. He doesn't think. But Principal Walker, we will pay for the stalls to be replaced or cleaned, whatever's needed.
I'm more concerned about Sam's trajectory. All of his teachers, they all have the same complaints about his misconduct and his lack of concern for his own education. Considering how great of a student his older brother Liam was, it's all very confusing. Considering his bad track record, we can no longer allow Sam to be here in this school. But I did speak to his school counselor, and she does have a recommendation.
I have reviewed your plea agreement. In lieu of jail time, you will complete 300 hours of community service through our after-school program for at-risk youth. You will then return in 6 months for your final trial. If you miss any deadline, violate any term, you are going to jail. Understood?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Honor. Your Honor, yes. Your Honor, yes. Oh, nice. We're moving?
You are.
Oh, come on, I made one mistake.
One mistake? What about the time you took someone else's dog from the park thinking it was your cousin's and then dyed it pink before you realized?
That's not my dog.
Or how about the time you rearranged all the traffic cones to spell butt? People drove around for an hour. And don't forget about the time you filled the post office lobby with mannequins dressed as mailmen. It freaked out the real one. The poor guy had a heart attack.
Somebody sometimes asks, how the hell do you come up with ideas like this? They're honestly the type of ideas that sound hilarious, but then when you think about it, the damage that they would actually cause is just way too much for it to be worth it. And for the dog one, like, how the hell do you let that happen? Like, the others I could see as a prank. The dog one cannot be a prank because, let's be honest, the prank is supposed to be something that doesn't really damage you in the long run, you know? So, like, what about the dog one? Like, is the dog one supposed to be stupidity or what? Anyway.
I can't keep bailing you out. Literally.
Okay, look, I'm not perfect. I never said I was.
Babe, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be the best version of yourself, and I know this isn't it. I want a family and dinner at 6 o'clock. Not a 3-year engagement and early morning calls from the police station.
Okay, you know I'm not dad material. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you pretty much did the worst thing the moment you said that you're not that material, because, like, I think you forgot something, but most women who want to get engaged, you know, want to get married and have children in the future. Now, there will always be outliers who just want to be married and don't want any kids, and, you know, that's and obviously, you have to respect their decision, you know. I have no say in the matter, but if you tell her straight up that you're not that material, then you messed up. I'll say that much. You pretty much messed up, since guess what? It's pretty clear that your fiancé wants children. Look, she herself says clearly that she wants families and dinners. Family means, you know, a husband, children, stuff like that. So if you're basically telling her that you don't want kids, you've essentially messed up, because guess what? Like, it doesn't matter if you're the person, like, if you were actually a person who doesn't mess up all the time, maybe she would have tried convincing you, but not straight up leave you. But if you're doing all that stuff and rejecting her dream of having kids, then yeah, you pretty much got it yourself. You pretty much cost it to yourself.
You know I'm not dad material. Oh, wait. Come on. Babe. Don't.
I know this is outside the video, but is it me or does this video look a little weird? Like, the quality looks like it's dropping all the time, even though the internet is stable. This has always been at 1080p, so like, what's the problem with this? Like, just so you guys know that I'm not lagging, the internet isn't lagging, none of that is happening, as you see. So why does it look like the quality is dropping all the time? Like, is this a problem with Dhar Mann or something? Anyway.
Oh, wait. Come on. Babe. Don't do that.
I can't keep waiting on you. Call me when you figure things out.
Babe.
Okay. At this point, I'm like, am I truly running this at 1080p? Okay, yeah, I do. So, again, I am asked, like, I'll give her this. She didn't truly tell him that the engagement was over. It's just that she tells him, call me when you figure things out. She isn't outright telling him they're done. She's just telling him, I want my own space. Come to me when you figure things out. Not, I am done. Don't talk to me again. There's a difference. Anyway.
Where am I supposed to go now?
Breathe, Dhar. Breathe. It's gonna be okay.
It's like she thinks I'm some grown man living in my mom's basement.
I'm sorry, which part do you think is wrong? The grown man part or the living in my mom's basement part? Because honestly, with him, I can't tell which one he thinks is wrong.
Well,
Yes, you are! Again, I want to ask, which part of this statement does he think is wrong? Is the I'm some grown man part wrong to him, or is the living in my mom's basement wrong? Because again, with him, you don't know which one. And like, honestly, like, this guy, like, of course I'm talking about the character, not the person in real life, pretty much shows me his problem. He keeps acting like a child. Like, tell me, what adult man would cry like this? This is so over the top. Like, let's be honest, I'm not the type of person to say men never cry and stuff like that, but this is so over the top. Like, are you a child or an adult? Heck, even for a child, this is a little over the top. Anyway.
Some grown man living in my mom's basement.
well, technically you are a grown man living in your mother's basement.
Yeah, I can tell pretty clearly this mom is not into the internet that much, because I don't think she knows that this is actually an insult. And again, like, okay, is YouTube initiating another attack against ad blockers or something? Because why does the quality look really bad? Like, can somebody genuinely tell me, why does it look really bad in the faces? Like, these faces, like, look straight up from 360p or something, even though, again, I'm showing you here, this has always been in 1080p, this has not changed. This has not changed, so what's the problem with the faces? Like, I would not be pointing out a problem if it's for me, because I wouldn't want you guys to notice, but if it's not my problem, then I'm pointing it out.
Let's get you to bed. You have your first day at the community center tomorrow.
Okay, is my nightlight still in my room?
Yes.
I don't need it, I'm just wondering.
New routine.
I'm sorry, if you didn't need it, why would you ask? Because you would have forgotten about that long ago, buddy. Yeah, let me guess. His mom is intentionally making him stay like a baby? Because yes, if you didn't know, these types of parents actually exist, where what they do is that they essentially try to keep their kids as, you know, kids for as long as possible. They try to keep them as children by treating them like children, even though, you know, they're not children. They become teens, or heck, maybe they do it to the point where the kids actually become adults. And I feel like this guy is pretty much a result of it, where his mom keeps treating him like a baby to the point that he got used to it and never actually matured. You know what I mean? Anyway.
It's community hub. As program director, I like to run a tight ship. The kids here.
Okay, what happened? I feel like this is a problem with YouTube at this point, not even DharMann. And again, just so you know, because I understand this is being repetitive at this point, but like genuinely, this is not from me. Everything is going well on my end. I don't know what YouTube is doing.
You need structure in order to succeed.
I will say that I at least like how DharMann involves himself a bit more when it comes to cameos, because again, if you've watched this guy for a bit, you would know that before, he never really involved himself. Like, the only way you would know back then is via this thing. Via this photo. That's all you would know. That is all you would know back then. But today he actually involves himself, which of course, I guess he kind of does it to introduce us to his new hairstyle. But like, again, I like the fact that he keeps involving himself in small cameos rather than just being in the backlight, I guess. Or like behind the scenes, because like before he used to do commentary instead of the montages we see today, but now I feel like he replaced that with him just doing cameos. Anyway.
I expect that my staff maintain the same structure. The kids who come through here are no walk in the park.
What? Oh.
Aaron, meet Sam. Sam, meet Aaron.
What's up, bro?
This will be your big. I'll let you two guys get acquainted. Do not disappoint me, because I will not hesitate to void your hours. All right, have fun.
Okay, I mean, did that by accident, but like, honestly, this guy got the best thing you could ask for. You know, when you think of community service, you immediately go to people cleaning up the park or stuff like that. Like, that guy got the easiest job. Because guess what? At least mental stress, at least if he doesn't get that much stress, can be kind of dealt with easily. Like, yeah, I know that people can get mentally drained, but let's be honest, dealing with a troubled kid, especially if you're still kind of a youngster, is a lot more easy to deal with than cleaning the park. Or like, I guess, getting rid of trash from the park. Like, you guys know what I mean. Anyway.
Some pretty cool drawings. I'm quite the artist myself. All right, I guess we should probably get to know each other. Oh, God, a chair!
Aw, is your tushy okay?
My tushy's fine.
What's wrong, AA Ron? You scared?
No, I'm not scared.
Are you a scared?
Okay, I need to stop myself from laughing. But like, I like the fact that he pretty much lost trust in tears after that. Like, he probably. Okay, I should stop laughing. Okay, anyway, so, like, I also like how he pretty much lost trust in chairs after this. He basically checks every chair if this guy's near. Anyway.
Scared little baby?
No, I'm not a baby.
Oh, you were scared.
No, you're crying like a baby. Baby.
I'm sorry, but I'm not doing a montage. I am sorry. I really want to catch on a bit of his. I don't know which would be better. Me watching this and risking a copyright claim and wasting your time, or me skipping this and skipping some of the best stuff in the world.
And one day you managed to, spit on a child, traumatize a female member of our staff, and nearly burn down the community center.
I didn't do any of that. That was Sam, okay? Spawn.
I don't care for excuses. It is your job to maintain order and provide structure for the youth here to succeed. Clearly, that proves to be a problem for you. I will be notifying the court and letting them know that you will no longer be completing your community service with us.
If you miss any deadline, violate any term, you are going to jail.
Whoa, hey! You don't want to do that. I'm too cute and fragile to be behind bars.
Okay, this. What did his mother do to him? What did his mother do to him? Because again, I feel like his mother is one of those that keep treating him like a child beyond the age where she should be treating him like a child. Like of course, letting your kid, no matter their age, cry in your arms is totally fine, of course, because guess what? No matter their age, they seek guidance from you. That's completely normal. Whether you're an adult, kid, or teen, you obviously, if you need it, you seek guidance from your parents. It's totally normal. But this guy, like especially some of the way he talks, reeks of acting like a child, like essentially a child in a man's body. His body matured, but his mind didn't. And I would say that this problem isn't him; it's his mother. Because again, if you look it up, you'll find out that there are actual cases where men or women, like both apply, act like kids because their parents never allowed them to grow up. Their parents still treated them like children, even beyond the age where they should be treated like children. Like, you see how how he cried like a baby, and how he asked if his nightlight is still on. Like, my guy, are you still worried about your nightlight? Like, unless you live in total darkness, which even then, some people get used to that as long as the door is closed or something. Like, why do you need a nightlight at your age? Like, I think I personally stopped using a nightlight at, like, what, 11 or 12? Something like that. Maybe that's late for you guys, I don't know. But, like, I stopped it around that age. And, like, I started around that age, and yet a guy who's presumably in his 20s at the very least still needs a nightlight. I understand the fear of the dark and all that, but, like, why would you be afraid of the darkness of your own house even after all these years? The fear of the dark in an abandoned building is one thing. Like, there's a reason why a lot of horror stories happen in abandoned buildings. Is because it's those types of stories where the fear of the darkness comes up because you're not used to the building. Like, tell me, if you were, let's say, in an apartment, and you know the house, and you the apartment upside down because you've been there for years, and the lights were completely shut on you, unless you heard footsteps or something like that, would you be worried? I honestly wouldn't, because again, I know the apartment inside and out. Unless I hear something that might indicate that someone is there, which is when fear of the unknown kicks in. Yeah, I am gonna be fine, because guess what? I know the house inside and out, but an abandoned building, no way in hell. I'm not going in there if it's dark. You know what I mean? Okay, did I go off topic? I feel like I went a bit off topic. Yeah, I did go off topic. I'm sorry for that. Anyway.
I'm like a kid.
Yeah, I feel like she realizes that he should be in the program at this point. Not helping the youth. He should be one of the youth that gets helped.
Please, stop. Okay, fine. Newart's is having their annual talent show in a couple weeks. If you participate with your little, then I will refrain from voiding your hours. That means you need to put in additional time with Sam. And you need to deliver a stellar act.
I mean, him spending additional time with Sam isn't really that bad, because remember, he wasn't told to do specific days. He was told to put in 300 hours. So if he were to put in additional time with Sam, that essentially means that he's gonna be spending less days doing this. Because remember, he wasn't told to do a certain amount of days where them increasing the hours means more work for him. He was told to do 300 hours, which means that if he spends additional time with Sam every day, he's decreasing the amount of time he needs to spend even more than the usual. So if anything, he's still doing the same job. Same job, just that he's gonna be doing in less days, since he's spending more hours per day. Anyway.
I don't want to be anything less than dazzled.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be dazzled, for sure.
Get out.
Honestly, the first time I ever heard the words "get out" in a while without that sound effect, that honestly has become annoying at this point for how much it's used. You probably know which sound effect I'm talking about. It's become like kind of iconic at this point. If you've been on the internet for like the past few months at all, you would know what type of, like, not essentially the sound effect itself, but like the audio clip itself. That audio clip of a kid saying "get out" in the most annoying way possible. Like, it was funny at first, but I honestly feel like it's been starting to to like outstates welcome. So I'm honest. So this is honestly, I'm glad that this is my first time in a while where I actually hear the words "get out" in a normal way. Finally.
Oh, you're still here?
Are you?
Yeah, well, thanks to your stunts, looks like we're gonna have to do the talent show.
I'm not doing that.
Hey, where are you going?
Home.
You wanna ride?
No.
You sure? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hurry up.
Hey, thanks for giving a ride home. I hope you.
Do I count that as a coincidence? Like, do I do that? You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, if I would have done it if the ride was like a major part, like, you know, them talking together in the ride and stuff like that. And where's the rain? Like, was the ride so long to the point that the rain stopped or something? Like, yeah, if the ride was important and like the two talked during the ride, then maybe I would have counted it as a coincidence and played the card. But since the ride wasn't really important at all, I'm not gonna count it. Anyway.
He wasn't too much of a headache for you.
Oh, nah, he wasn't a headache. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I can't believe you guys didn't come pick me up.
You know, this was a big night for your brother. You expect us to miss out on an award ceremony just to come pick you up from some after-school program for kids who just want to throw their lives down the drain?
What's this? Huh? B minus, C, D, C minus. The only class you aced was art. You're throwing your life away with this crap. Get your act together. If you can't even get straight A's in basic level core classes, how are you ever gonna have any shot at making it out in the world, huh?
Hey,
Oh,
what are you still doing here?
oh, cats. There's cats on your roof. I think they're stuck up there. They might be nesting, so.
Nesting?
Yeah.
Cats. Nesting.
Okay,
I'll check that out.
I will. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too.
Slow down.
So let me guess, it's a golden child thing? Yeah, I feel like I should have seen this from a mile away. Like, yeah, let's be honest. I feel like we would have all been somewhat the same in his shoes because, like, if you get overshadowed by a sibling just because that sibling is so much better than you, then no. Anyway.
Slow down.
So, why are we here again?
Because a therapist is way more expensive than having shakes and burgers with your big. Even though these burgers were a little overcooked.
What?
I thought you could use to pick me up. I heard the way your dad was talking to you.
Okay. And?
And I can relate. My dad's been making me feel like a disappointment for as long as I can remember. And the truth is, you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is be the best version of yourself.
You know, you're not as dumb as you look.
Thanks. You know, it's crazy. People say I actually do look dumb. I think it's my chin or how. Oh, shoot. Hey, don't move.
What?
Act natural.
Aren't you a little old for crushes?
It's not my crush. It's my ex-fiance.
Please tell me you're not stalking me.
Oh, no. I was,
He was taking me to Darla's. Some quality Big Little time.
Oh, I didn't realize you were doing that.
Yeah, it's, part of my community service. And I really do love it. Good seeing you. Miss you.
Even the little guy is like, really? That's how you're doing it?
Well, maybe I'll see you around sometime.
Wait, Erin, aren't you gonna invite her to our talent show? It's in a few weeks. It would mean so much to me if you came.
Okay, I'll be there. Text me the deets. Oh, by the way, I found your Hannah Montana CD if you still want it.
What? That's not mine? Why would I have a Hannah Montana Best of Both Worlds CD that was released in 2008?
Wow, really? That's way too specific for you not to have it.
Dude, I thought you didn't want to do the talent show.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be funny to see you humiliate yourself in front of your ex.
Yeah, of course you did. All right, well.
Okay, is that kid trying to intentionally humiliate him on purpose, or is he his wingman? Which one is it?
What do you even want to do? Where are you going? Yo, why would you run like that?
It's my favorite street artist. This probably sounds really lame, but this person's art kind of speaks to me.
Who's gonna tell him that it's Aaron?
Well, I'm flattered. This is actually the piece that got me in the community center. I'll show you. Yeah, but you're probably a little let down that it's me.
No. No, that's actually super cool. You gotta teach me.
I have an idea.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing montages. I am so sorry.
Do some. I said no. You want me to show up? Get a scholarship. Get on the honor roll. Do something meaningful. Oh, let me guess. You got some complaints about my delinquent son.
No, I actually don't. He's a great kid. Take it from someone who knows. And if you want to be a great dad, show up to his talent show. Might surprise you. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Glover.
Oh, yes.
This is the LA County Courthouse. Due to a recent recommendation regarding your hour compilation, we have moved up your court hearing. Your new date will be on June 17th at 4:40 p.m.
4:40?
Wait.
Moved up your court hearing. Your new date will be on June 17th at 4.
Wait, that's June 10th. Where's the prop? Wait. There's something. Okay, do I literally need to, like, flip over the laptop screen just to see it? Like, it says June 10th over here.
4:40 p.m.
4:40?
Yes, please be on time. Late arrivals will not be accepted.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? What if we get the lights to go like bam, 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 bam? You know what I mean? What if we get the music to match it?
Sam, my court date got moved, and it's the same day as the show.
You have done the biggest mistake you can do. So when it comes to problems like this, the biggest thing you have to do is presentation, where you have to present it in a way where you are forced immediately. Before you say, oh, I'm not going to be able to be there because of it, because, you know, the kid might leave. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure he would leave. So, because you're risking the kid leaving, you want to make sure the kid has the big picture beforehand. So what you would do is you would tell him, I am sorry, buddy. Okay, buddy, my court date got moved and these people do not want me to be late or else I will be put in jail. So sadly, I won't be able to be at the talent show. Something like that. You immediately tell him why I have to be there so badly, because so that he would, you know, understand you a little. Anyway.
Oh.
But I could still make it, maybe, if they're not running late.
It's fine. I'm used to people not showing up for me anyways.
Come on, what's going on? Sam's counting on me. They're taking forever.
You really care about this kid, huh?
Okay, like, first of all, this is a contradiction.
We have moved up your court hearing. Your new date will be on June 17th at 4:40.
Contradiction. Massive contradiction. German, you went out of your way to print out a talent show paper or a talent show poster, and yes, you didn't even put the date right. Why is it that when it comes to these background details, you always get them wrong? Like, I'm not joking. The last time he did a background detail like this, he got it fully wrong. And, like, basically, if you don't know, I'll explain very briefly. Basically, the last time he did something like this was with the video where he had the kid with the most allergies in existence. And at one time, they showed a photo that's supposed to show all his allergies in a list. Two of them did make sense. The other two couldn't really be confirmed. And the main one that they referenced over and over again wasn't even on the list. So it was essentially a contradiction. This is the same thing. Like, do I even need to say anything? Basically, if you're watching on a device where these types of details aren't easily viewable, basically, this poster is saying June 10th. Meanwhile, the date is June 17th. So the court hearing is 7 days, a whole week, after the talent show. So what's your problem? May I ask? What, is it another contradiction, my boy? Is it another contradiction? Yeah, it's another contradiction, isn't it? Anyway.
My court date got moved.
Fine. I'm used to
What's going on? Sam, let him down or make him feel like he's not enough. You should see how talented this kid is. I just don't want him to end up like me.
Then go. Just,
Yeah, but I
just go.
Okay.
The only good thing his mom did in his life.
Oh, sorry. Is that guy drunk?
Yeah, that guy's definitely drunk.
Hey, I don't think you're performing today.
Oh, yes, we are.
You made it?
Come on, man. You thought I was gonna bail on my super talented little? People deserve to see your work. They deserve to see you. Really see you.
Look, I might as well tell you the mantras that we're gonna be following when it comes to these DharMann videos. You know the saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey? Well, guess what? In these types of videos that I'm making, is the complete opposite. It's about the destination, not the journey, my boy. So with these types of things, I'm straight up not gonna show this. I'm straight up not gonna care.
Sam and Aaron.
Congratulations. Thanks. Thought I'd go out the bank, but guess it's time to turn myself in and deal with the damages.
Great news. The court ended up rescheduling anyway.
No way.
Turns out some guy who was there for a DUI showed up drunk and tried to bite the bailiff.
Well, once you figure yourself out legally, I'd like to offer you a trial run as an art instructor here at New Roots. But you wonon't be permitted to use the microwave.
Yeah, I'll just use an air fryer.
Oh no.
Okay, great job, guys.
Air fryer.
You were amazing, sweetheart.
Really?
Really. And we are so glad that we came. You know, all thanks to your pal here, Aaron. Hey, why don't we do a celebratory dinner, huh?
Yeah!
Let's do it.
Mind if I tag along?
Yep, and this is the end of the story. So,
This is just a film set.
Okay, so anyways, might as well comment on this. Now, I won't comment and say, oh yeah, this is too convoluted, Aaron and the kid should not be disclosed this quickly. I'm not gonna comment on this because guess what? I did not watch the montage where these two hang out together, so I have no right to say whether it's convoluted or not. Because here's the thing. Whether I cannot criticize something if I haven't seen the evidence. So yeah, but anyway. So first of all, why not mention this? Because I'm telling you, something is gonna be up. So first of all, I want to say that the problems with Aaron is not necessarily him, but rather his mother. Because his mother did a thing that you might have seen before, which is basically that she kept treating him like a child to the point that he's basically become a child in a man's body. Not because he hasn't matured, but because of the fact that his mom made sure he did mature. Like, you might have seen this before where... Okay, I'll explain it again. Basically, what happens is that when a kid is supposed to mature, like, you know, during teenagehood and adulthood and stuff like that, during adolescence and adulthood, basically, when they're supposed to mature, the parents are supposed to tag alongside, you know, give them chores so that they feel a sense of responsibility instead of slacking off. When they'll slack off, of course, but they know that they should do some responsibility, and, you know, stuff like that. But when a parent does the opposite and they actively encourage their kid who's growing up to still act like a kid, like a child, you basically get how Aaron has been acting. Where even though he's an adult in his 20s, in his probably mid to late 20s, who is already engaged, mind you. Like, when you get an adult who's already in his mid to late 20s and is already engaged, then, like, yeah. But also, I want to ask a question, like, what did this have to do with him not being that material? Like, did he mature or something? Because I feel like that part wasn't really addressed. Like, genuinely, I feel like that part wasn't really addressed. I feel like her just being upset with the fact that he gets in trouble all the time with the law should have been enough. Because that's the only part that actually got addressed. But for him acting like, but for him commenting that he's not that material and all that, that wasn't really addressed upon, was it? Like, look, obviously I skipped parts of the video, so if a part of the video that I skipped actually addressed it, then I'm willing to be corrected. Because when it comes to me skipping these montages, I don't really know anymore whether I skipped or not, because again, I usually depend on the fact that these don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because most of the time I skip these things and I feel like I miss out on nothing. Because again, not only do I not want to get copyright claimed, I don't want that, but also, I just want to save your guys' time, because I feel like I have the right to assume that most of you guys, if you're watching this, already watched the original video. So why would I waste your time? Why would I waste your time on something like this? Like, you know what I mean? But like, I honestly, like, again, I feel like, and also the whole contradiction, where was it again? Oh yeah, this thing. This exact frame is the one I want.
Compilation. We have moved up your court hearing. Your new date will be on June 17th at...
This frame is enough for me to point out the contradiction. Again, to anyone who, you know, is on a device where seeing this stuff isn't as easy, maybe it's because you lowered your lowered the resolution for whatever reason, maybe to save data, or simply you're viewing on a device where the image just isn't big enough to see. Basically, this poster is showing the talent show's date as June 10th, not June 17th. So a whole week apart. So why are they suddenly acting as if they're on the same day when they're in fact not on the same day? Like, again, this is another contradiction. I don't know why lately, when it comes to these background details, DharMann always gets it wrong. Like, yeah, when it comes to the allergic kid video, like, I'm not gonna bring up the specific example again, because again, that's another video that's not the topic of today, and I already said it, and I already explained it in a summary. Basically summarized it the last time I mentioned it, so I'm not gonna do it again, because like I said, that video is not today's topic. But like, June 10th, June 17th, not the same date. They're not the same date. Another contradiction that should not make sense. This should say June 17th. And if you're asking me, wait, how did you get June 10th from? Here's the NE for June, and here's a 10. June 10th, 2025. Very easy, you know? Like, again, I'm not gonna, like, if you're watching on a device where the image is small, or you lowered your resolution for whatever reason, I can understand if you didn't notice it. But like, it's the type of thing where once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, here is it. June, NE in June, here it is, 10 in 2025. Yep, perfect. So, another contradiction. Fantastic. But I will say that unless you account, okay, I did go a little too far here, but like, unless you account for the contradiction, I feel like the video basically went pretty fun. Again, I cannot comment on...
Sick new video. Make sure to check this one out right here.
Okay, so, like I said, aside from the contradiction and the kind of plot hole of the whole thing between him and his fiancée, with him not being that material, aside from those two, I feel like the video went pretty well. Nothing else is wrong with it. And again, just so you understand, the whole thing about being that material is that they never really addressed it. Like, yeah, they did address the legal part. Obviously, they did that, but they never addressed the part where he basically admits that he can be a dad, that he's not ready to be one. Like, what did him helping a child have to do with it? Like, what, did he gain enough experience for him to be a dad or something? Like, I understand if it helps, but he never admitted to his fiancée. I'm not gonna say ex-fiancée, because she never told him that she was done. She basically told him, come to me when you figure things out. So I'm not gonna call her his ex, because she's not his ex. Even if she gave him the ring, she's still his fiancée. She's just still telling him to figure things out before going to her again. So like I said, they never really addressed the tab material thing. Like, the most I'll give them is that maybe they addressed it indirectly, but even then he never mentions that he's ready to be a dad or anything. Again, you know what? I'm gonna look at the part. Maybe she's there and he tells her, yeah, I'm ready to be a dad or something like that. Maybe there's something.
Oh, you ended up
Legally.
Yeah, she never shows up, does she? Of course.
But if you want to watch a sick new video,
oh my! Just give me the black screen, for crying out loud.
Make sure to check this one out right here.
Yep, they never addressed it. Like, may I ask, why did they bring up that material thing in the first place? Just to give her the final reason to leave? Because look, they have to make sure that every part of this video is done. There's no plot holes. But guess what? Now that material thing is a plot hole since they never address it ever again. They never really do that. Like, again, I of course skipped parts of the video, so if there was a part in those videos that I skipped where they addressed it, and I want to hear it. If you tell me guys in the comments if it was addressed in a part that I skipped, I want to be corrected. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please. But anyways, aside from that contradiction and that plot hole, basically everything in this video is fine. It's fine. It's actually good. And I was entertained the whole time. Like, I'll give DharMann this. It has been a while since I was genuinely bored. So I'll give him that because trust me. Like, it has been a long time, but like, trust me, there were videos where I was bored out of my mind. But thank goodness that this wasn't one of them. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. On the left is the most recent video. On the right, that video is your comments. As always, the links to the channel in the video description. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.